If
That'd
hopefully it
be
works.
nice.
Oh, there it is. There you go. It works. Hey, what's up, Louis?
I don't like you.
As if we haven't been talking for like last few minutes.
It's like a few minutes. We've been talking for nearly an hour.
We've been
Mostly
talking
trying
for
to fix your side's problems. Again,
we've been talking for an hour now. Somewhere around
ugh.
there. Right.
Please subscribe to us at Instagram, Twitter, Spotify, and Facebook. You will never find me on a social media page. I dare you to find me.
Yeah, so a lot of people have been asking us, is
No,
Louis
they haven't.
on? So a lot of there's some people that have been emailing and texting me. Is Louis on Instagram or Twitter? No, Louis is not
I
a social
am.
media
It's
guy.
just run by Tim. So any
So
responses that you get is Tim. All liability goes to Tim.
so let me put it this way: the amount of effort and pleading for him to do this show again, it's like crazy. I had to plead him.
It's like 3 people. It's like
Huh?
3 people. No one really cares.
You know, the funny thing is that some people might be on live viewing it, but some are actually viewing it later because I'm seeing the views later on. So, you know, I'm just saying, there's audiences there. We're gonna add another. We're gonna add.
Or what I
another-
like to call what Tim thinks is good news bias.
We're gonna add another feature there called rumors. So basically, we got issues with rumors. So
Or
real
hot takes on different genres.
So if you guys don't know yet, yours truly here. My name is Tim, and this guy there, right there.
My
His
name is Greg.
Louis. Is Louis there? Brief summary since this is episode 2. Essentially, we got issues in the past 2 years ago, and then we're restarting.
My
again
hair
as a
has
podcast.
gotten less and less crazy over the years.
We're gonna restart it again as a podcast and video cast and whatnot. So let's begin with this week. We're gonna begin with Negan Lives. So essentially, if you guys don't know, Image Comics has released a surprise issue, a one shot of Negan Lives right here. So this is going to be coming out this week. It comes out on July. What's the
July
date?
3rd.
What's the date on next week, Louis? I'm trying to look at my
What's the
calendar here.
Oh, July? Like
It's July 3rd.
no, July 1st. I'm sorry. That's something else. July 1st. That'd be Wednesday next week.
Yeah, so July 1st, this is going to be released July 1st, so next week. So next week's free comic books. Next week's new comic books will feature a Walking
Rest in
Dead.
peace, Free Comic Book Day.
Essentially, it's going to be a one-shot of Negan Lives. Where does this take place? If you guys haven't known yet, this was actually a very surprise book from Robert Kirkman and Image Comics and Skybound. This will definitely feature Negan. It will follow Negan after after Walking Dead issue number 174. 174 was the very last issue of.
I think it was 173.
So essentially, this will be a one shot. There's only going to be a one shot book. But my hopes is, my theory is that this will actually build up to something else later on, depending on the success of this book. Probably
this book has no possible success. It will have success.
So it's probably going to be like we'll see how it goes with this. But
I think the sales are going to kill.
What's very interesting is this. What made it interesting is the fact that this book here, the amount that's going to be released is based on the amount that was ordered by the comic book store on the previous issue. So essentially, if your comic book store basically ordered 100 of issue 174, they will get 100 issues of Negan Lives. If they only ordered 2, they will only get ordered 2. What's good about this too as well is that they're going to be releasing a silver foil as well as a gold foil variant covers for free. to all comic book stores that actually order this. They're gonna send them 2 silver foils for free and 1 gold foil for free as well. Now, these books in here are not a 1 out of 50, 1 out of 25. Whether your comic book store actually ordered 2, 3, or 1,000 copies of 174, Walking Dead 174, they will get 2, 3, 4, or 1,000 copies of Negan Lives #1, the one shot, but they will still get 2 copies of silver foil and gold foil. Those are for free. Those are not going to be priced. So basically what's going to happen is that you're going to have comic book stores out there that's going to be overpricing these books that's supposed to be for free. It's on your own discretion whether you want to purchase it or not, but you are going to be looking at a price range of about $50 to about $100 per piece, per book, per copy of this. Okay, so I guess that would be like kind of like a buyer's beware, but we're letting you know now, this is not a 1 out of 50, 1 out of 25. This is for free. This was given free to all comic book stores. With that being said, we are actually doing a promo on it too as well. So if you go to our web, comicscorppromotions.com, you have a chance to actually win these 3 foil covers, 2 silver and 1 gold, for free. We're not charging a penny for these silver and gold, but there is stipulations in there. We are going to be selling Negan Lives #1 as well, so we want to give it as an incentive. So if you go to our pre-orders for this month, you will see on the independent section, this one sold out. You'll see in the independent section right there, Negan Lives #1. The price for it is $12.74. Why that is because we already incorporated the delivery on top of the $4.99 price in there. So all you have to do is, well, you even have it on bold right there. I mean, like big bold letters. So all you
should have made it red.
It should be on red, right? So these are the rules. All you have to do is just follow those rules in there. That's it. Once you follow those rules, you'll be okay. And when you add this to your cart, you have to answer these questions correctly. They are pretty simple questions. Like if I were to ask Lewis, what issue did Negan first appear? His first full appearance. You got
whichever issue you wanted to be, baby.
8 or 100. Which one?
100.
Okay, so there you go. 100.
I don't follow Walking Dead, man.
And then how about the actor who portrayed Negan? What's his name? You have Jeffrey Dean Morgan or Javier Bardem?
I know it's Jeffrey Dean Morgan, but let's put Javier Bardem.
So Jeffrey Dean Morgan. And then what is
Dick
Bat's name? What is his Bat's name?
Lucille. But let's go with Lucy. I like Lucy better.
That's that's it. And then you add to cart. Once you add that to cart, that's it. You just have to answer those correctly. Obviously, if you don't answer obviously we're looking for 2 out of 3. So if you get 2 questions right,
No. None of this second place stuff. You have to get all 3 right. These are easy questions. All 3.
No, but we wanna give them a chance. Okay?
No, they could have Googled it. There is no time schedule for this. You have to get all 3 right. None of this babying second place participation prize shit. We're only looking for wieners.
We're looking for wieners for this. All right, wieners. Alan, what's up? What's up, man? So essentially, that's all. And then you can win that, but you have to do it now. Okay, you have to do it now. So the contest, the raffle actually runs until the 26th of July, which is coincidentally another episode of We Got Issues, and we'll announce the winner here, or Lewis will announce the winner here. We'll see.
You gotta celebrate that Independence Day, baby.
Independence Day. So that's what's happening with Negan Lives.
Only on Independence Day would they release an anarchist book.
Yeah. So Negan Lives is now available at our website, comicscorppromotions.com. You can pre-order it there now, and then it gets released this week. So we'll deliver to you guys this week too as well. But the silver and gold foil will deliver that at the last
day of the month.
Last
Last Wednesday. Let's just go with
If
Wednesday. Last
last day
Wednesday.
was Sunday, if his last day is Sunday, why would we deliver it on Sunday? I'm just saying.
There's some post office that open on Sunday.
They're crazy.
Rain,
nuts.
snow, whatever the hell other weather conditions you want, baby, they deliver.
Rain, snow, shine, weekends.
Hurricane, pandemics,
They're
people
there, man.
raiding, protesters.
They're there.
We go through them, baby.
They're
You
gonna,
want your
they're
postage?
gonna,
We got you.
they're gonna gut it out. Like there's a hurricane. Here's your comic book.
We're
Here's
underfunded.
what
We're like slave labor, but you getting your book.
All right, so we're gonna get started with that Negan Lives, but with that being said too as well, let's talk about the next topic we have is The Boys, season 2. Let me just put this up in here.
Oh,
The
did you
Boys
see
season
that? How
2.
they're releasing The Boys? We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, so The Boys season 2 is now the not the most watched. Season 2 releases their dates and announcements and new images for this. It's going to be out in September. Now, the question is, will you be watching The Boys season 2? Because season 1 was amazing. Because of season 1, they're working on, well, it's on pause right now, but they're working on Ryan Otley's Invincible. A lot of independent properties are coming out, right? So, because everybody already has Marvel and Disney, they're not going to touch that, right? A lot of studios are going to go with the independent route. But The Boys season 2, release dates, announcements, images, and Lewis was about to mention a 3-minute clip. The first 3 minutes of the season is actually out now on Amazon Prime. So if you go to Amazon Prime right now, or if you have Amazon Prime, you can actually go and watch the first 3 minutes of The Boys season 2. The question is, I impose to you, good sir, and everybody else that is watching this, will you be watching The Boys season 2?
Coming out September 4th, 2020.
Are you gonna be
That's a
watching?
Friday,
Lewis?
baby.
Are you watching?
Oh yeah. If I had one gripe with it though, you know how Netflix and every other streaming service just like when it's released, it's all released. Apparently, Amazon's making this weird thing where it's like they're releasing the first 3 episodes,
Like all
and
at
then
once?
and then every week after that, it's going to be a single episode release all the way to October 9th.
Wait, hold on. So they're gonna be releasing the first 3 episodes
simultaneously, and then from there, every week they'll release 1 episode until they got all 8 out.
Did they say why? Did they mention why?
No, I think it's just a new strategy to keep people on Amazon Prime priority, but Amazon Prime sells itself, so it's a weird thing.
I thought that
Take this.
didn't Netflix do that at one point? They released like the first 3 and then the rest?
No, I don't think we're talking about Netflix.
I think Netflix did that too, right?
No, they've never released it episodically. They always just, here's 1,000 episodes. Enjoy your 14,000 hours of constant perfect viewing. We don't want to give you we're not like hanging, dangling, like we're not giving you a carrot, we're giving you the whole farm. That is Netflix way.
It's like enjoy isolation, people. Here you go.
Amazon just wants to feed you normal meals. Netflix wants to murder you with diabetes and like obesity and just like make you explode
all at once.
They want to just take a whole buffet. Like, oh, you ordered the buffet for $20. They put a muzzle in your mouth and just like keep feeding him food.
I mean, I don't mind it. I don't mind it doing that way. I mean, like, remember when there was news where they were supposed to take out binging, and they were just gonna release them like one at a time?
Nah, I think binging is such a normal thing because, like, for people, it's just you binge it all because you really don't want to spend too much time, or people just or normal people's like, okay, I'm gonna watch 1 episode. and the rest of it is available to me, so I'll watch it whenever.
You know what's kind of funny though? When people watch this and then not our show, but like good
They're
shows.
gonna freak out thinking that season 2 is only 3 episodes long.
Yeah, I mean, like,
when I read this article, I thought I was very surprised by their move.
Yeah.
But people are honestly gonna think it's 3 episodes long, and then they're gonna like rape bomb it like hell.
But I think that's when Netflix does the whole binging thing. I think it's kind of ironically funny how
everybody else is
No, like it's almost as if. Do you feel like Netflix is almost like a drug? Sometimes.
Or I think what you're trying to say is like that Netflix sets the standard.
No, because listen. So what ended up happening is that if let's just say a Netflix show that you watch the most, what do you watch the most on Netflix? Like what?
Oh, okay. Now I kind of understand what you're trying to say, and yes, in a way, like Netflix has a really great, almost self-constructed marketing, where like they want you to get addicted to a show.
No, what I was trying to say is that it's almost like a drug. What ended up happening is that you binge watch all these like for example, just go with my theory.
No, you're talking about like show addiction.
No, just go with my theory. What do you like to watch on Netflix? What do you want to binge for you?
When I'm doing nothing and I got nothing to watch, I'd probably like go with The Witcher currently, and if not, Space Force.
Okay, so let's just say The Witcher is out. Okay, The Witcher's out, season 2, right?
Yeah.
You would binge the living hell out of that and feel so happy.
Oh
then
man,
once it's done,
I feel like my nipples get erect just thinking about how close that thing is.
And then once it's over, you feel so sad. Like the amount of sadness.
Yeah, like you were just going on that beautiful. You were just riding that high flow. And then you run out of it because you're on the last episode. Like, oh, what do I do now? I guess I'll just go watch Witcher season 1 so I get less confused.
So it's just saying that binging is part of culture that Netflix molded. Not only affects TV but comics as well. Do you to change the business model? Do you think that it's affecting comics at all? The binging?
I don't think it is. Mostly because comics don't really take their inspiration from the series or TV shows at all. Especially with new writers are always trying to make new and different concepts and their own spin on things. I would say the reverse of it, just because it's always TV shows that are inspired by the characters and they're always affected by it, and then sometimes they just go on their own. So really, they're affected by it maybe minimally, but in the end, it will just go the way they want to versus the being affected by each other. Because comic books don't necessarily make good TV, and TV doesn't make necessarily good comic books.
Right.
So what's wrong with your volume now? It's just like it got super echoey.
Is it echoing right now?
It's echoing right now. No, it's not like skipping, but like it's like you're almost locked in some kind of chamber. What's up with that?
Like what kind of chamber?
Like you know how walls bounce off volume?
Mm-hmm. And
it just makes it sound like you're in a really giant ass room. That's maybe you want to lower your sound a little bit, sensitivity.
So how is it now?
Yeah, that's good.
Is it better?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm glad.
Stop messing with your settings when you put me on the big screen, and put the world out there to hear my like rambling shame. Now you're just frozen. What's up with that? How is
What's frozen?
You like your screen. There you go. Now you're back to normal.
I'm frozen right now?
No, you're good now.
Well, okay. Listen. What is the matter of featuring you? You have to be if you're talking, I want to feature you.
I mean, like you're just taking my ramblings and then you're just putting me in like full screen. And I'm just like staring into my soulless eyes, and it's just very uncomfortable for me. It's just like keep staring at yourself. Maybe you're still looking at the camera.
You're supposed. Why are you just like staring at yourself?
Yeah, and it's just like I feel like I'm getting more and more cross-eyed and just like, huh, wait, just keep talking. Maybe he'll get off me eventually.
Well, it's just actually mentioning too again is that you can actually look into webtoons with a crap ton of series and creators self-publishing stories, upload bi-weekly. Now, okay, do
If
you
you're
like
looking for webtoon recommendations, before One Punch Man was a manga, he did have a webtoon, and I feel like that story is much more constructive versus like the manga format that it became into later.
Do you
So
like webtoons? Okay,
yeah, I
so
like
before we
webtoons.
move on,
I've
before we
read a
move
lot
on
of
to the
stuff
next,
that never
yeah,
became anything else.
yeah, but before we move on to the next topic though, like, do you prefer webtoons?
I feel like it's less constricted with a format for what it later becomes, and
Uh-huh.
it's just more free flow. Like it's versus like if someone took the character of Superman and made an
Yeah,
annual book
yeah,
versus making main continuity Batman, where
yeah,
like they're forced to follow certain niche rules that they
right.
can't escape. That's pretty much what webtoons are to me.
Oh, okay. Nah, I don't like webtoons.
Well, you don't have to.
There's only certain stories I like webtoons, but then it
What
leads
are they?
me into the it leads me into this kind of wormhole that it leads me some other tunes.
You'll find something else that you might like or might not like. It's
Yes.
unavoidable. A lot of that
Um,
community supports each other.
yeah. Well, uh, talk about webtoons. Segue to Batman again. Well, essentially, I'm gonna
Are
do.
we getting off the boys?
Yeah, we're getting off the boys. The boys is done and whatnot. But
Do not
let's talk
forget, The
about.
Boys Season 2 arrived September 4, 2020. Woo!
Yeah,
Only
so
one
check
good
it out
day.
on Amazon Prime, September 4th there. But let's talk about
Two-day shipping.
Batman 93. I don't know if you've read Batman 93, but for everyone who read Batman 93, something was very interesting there. Um,
Very
not only
subject
that,
topic.
because I read Batman 93 and I also saw the um, the article on it too as well. That I thought it was kind of weird and kind of resonated with me is that the fact that um, James Tynion the fourth actually showed that you know we've been wondering how is Justice League being funded, and we're just like, yeah, Bruce Wayne is a billionaire, but for a billionaire to build all this stuff and all this gadgets and all this stuff for Justice League, you gotta have to like do something with your finances. And on Batman 93, there was a panel there where Catwoman was actually researching something for Bruce Wayne because she was, well, spoiler alert, she was supposed to essentially transfer some money to the Joker from Bruce Wayne because he found out who Batman is and all that stuff. And essentially, she found out that Bruce Wayne did some shady stuff with his finances. So there's this whole article in here that you can read in Bleeding Cool News, and you can definitely decide for yourself that Bruce Wayne is maybe I shouldn't say he is. He may be a tax cheat. He's performing some tax fraud there. You can see it there. She pretty much went through the whole finances of Wayne Tech and Bruce Wayne itself on Batman 93, and she
It
found
is
out that
probably just creative accounting where he's just putting the expense for the Justice League into the other accounts and still paying taxes for them.
yeah, but do you think that the fact that they showed that Batman may be a tax fraud kind of explains everything, how he can afford all this stuff for the Justice League?
I think Tinian couldn't have figured out a better like way to like find out how to get finance out of Bruce Wayne's account. Interestingly, if I was him, I would have tried to like ask an accountant, how can you do creative maneuvering? And the guy probably just gave him just tax fraud. Go.
So essentially, he was just like, yeah, he's just been committing tax fraud.
Just like,
He
if
was just doing tax fraud the whole
I
time,
owned a
man.
multi-billion-dollar company and I was supposed to support a different organization outside of myself and not be on the books, tax fraud. But that might not necessarily be the case. You could easily move all the accounting into different subdivisions of his company and easily still be paying for taxes. So like when the Justice League needs new jet planes that go into outer space with no like friction and it can actually go in and out of atmosphere, you could just put that extra money into the R&D funds that he doesn't even use anymore.
Like Lucius Fox have to be doing some sort of like financial
Lucius
juggling
Fox
here.
doesn't get enough credit because he is probably DC's best accountant ever.
he's a superhero accountant.
There is only one dude that's a better accountant than him, and it was in the second Batman movie, where that one white accountant found out that after going through the blueprints, he found Batman's suit. Only he would probably be better than Lucius Fox.
Well, no. Okay, so no, the only reason why he found that out is because
he dig deeper.
Yeah, to go deeper. So it's actually technically his fault.
That he allowed too much access to the accounting.
Yeah. Oh, just on the side note, I love you have to rewatch the Dark Knight again, because essentially Nolan.
That's the one with Joker, right?
Yeah, essentially Christopher Nolan. Yeah, essentially Christopher Nolan answered almost some questions or some myth or big questions of like how Batman can do this and this and this and that kind of thing, right? Like the fact that why it's kind of like Clark Kent's glasses. Why don't you just take off the glasses and you just know it's Clark Kent? And then they explained that in the comic books that the glasses contains like Kryptonian technology that people can't see through it or something like that.
And they also like, if you really want to get obscure, how Superman can lift a building and it doesn't completely shatter is because his body releases an aura that keeps it structurally sound for some odd reason. They've explained a lot of things over time.
So essentially Christopher Nolan explained, how can you not suspect a billionaire being Batman with all these technologies? And the fact that the guy found out that Bruce Wayne was Batman, he goes, Lucius Fox goes, you're gonna tell me that the most eligible bachelor and richest man in the world is running around as a vigilante? It's like if you say that in your head, it's like, yeah,
and risking his life for nothing.
Yeah, for nothing at all. Like I'm a like if you put that in perspective, you're like, okay, I am like, he is a billionaire. Why would any billionaire do that? And then you think to yourself even deeper, and you're like, that's what they want you to think. That's what they want you to think. I'm like,
or
man,
that's what they want me to think.
That's what they want you to think. I'm like, fucking Christopher Nolan, man, brilliant, right?
And you just take out Bruce Wayne's picture down, and then just put Michael Keaton's picture on the board. That's
like, it's like,
It's like, Lucius Fox has better odds of being Batman than
I know, right?
He does all the money. He moves it around however he feels like.
Yeah, so Nolan has this way of grounding comic book based stories
or myths or like kind of like big loopholes.
Yeah, and making them real. It's like literally, if you think to yourself and you keep saying it, a billionaire running around at night as a vigilante is like, yeah, that's true.
Do you think that's what he's doing, or is he sleeping with a bunch of women in his mansion?
Right? I mean, because that's what you would see.
That's why you never see him during the day, because he's just so tired of the banging.
That's exactly what you'd be thinking. They want you to think that.
It's like,
brilliant, man.
Man, I don't think like he can even wake up in the next morning just because of all the like bam. I bet his entire mansion's just full of dent holes.
And then there was this channel, I forgot what channel it was. I was watching it, and they broke down how Christopher Nolan's The Dark Knight was actually based on a theory, a game theory. Have you heard of game theory before?
Yes.
Not the channel. Game theory.
Not the channel?
Not the channel. So there's so in the you know how like people always say, oh, that's the game of life kind of thing, that's how you just kind of phrases, right? Essentially, there is a theory there called the game theory, that basically how you progress through life. And how we progress through life is always about game theory, right? There's something called I'll It's pretty long, but I'll break it down. I'll break one down for you. Remember that scene, the very first scene of The Dark Knight when they robbed that bank?
Yeah.
When they robbed the bank. So that's actually based on the game theory called the Pirates game, right? Where the captain of the pirate will say, "We're gonna go find this gold, right? You're gonna help me find this gold, but everyone else is gonna help me. But what you're gonna do is that once you've done this task, you have to kill them. So you're killing people based on their loyalty to you, and then at the end of it, you'll be the last one left to take the gold."
There's also like the thing where like, how do you make sure that in a group everyone keeps a secret?
Yeah.
It's the guy that made the plan in the first place.
Yeah.
Is the only one alive by the end of it.
Yeah. Essentially, The Office did a magnificent episode of that when Michael told a rumor because he's trying to cover Stanley's love affair. Anyways, you gotta go see it. You gotta see it. I don't know why you don't watch. I don't know why you don't remember.
Every time I watch The Office, I shut off my brain. Like, I don't think about it.
Okay.
All I watch it for is just so that Jim can do pranks.
Okay, well, let's move on to the next topic that we have, which is we're calling this as a new segment in here called "We Got Issues Rumors with Rumors." Rumors is happening right now. Essentially, I'm gonna move on to this one right here. Hopefully, it loads. But if it doesn't load, that's okay. I'll just go back to here, remove that, and we'll just tell you about what's been going on. So essentially, there is a rumor right now. There's no credible source at all. The source that I was trying to pull up is basically just another rumor site, but it actually highlights what we're going to be, what we want to talk about. Oh, okay, so it's back up again. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys what it looks like. This one right here. Can you see it, Lewis?
Yeah.
It's this right here. So essentially, there's a rumor going around right now. I know it says posted on 5/25 right here, but this rumor resurfaced again last week. Essentially, it's probably just to stir up or just to bring up again because of the Michael Keaton thing, which we're going to talk about here. That Ben Affleck it may be coming back for HBO Max for Batman. So essentially, for the most part, everybody from the cast has said okay on coming back for Justice League for Zack Snyder's cut. But Ben Affleck said no because he ended his contract already. But apparently, this was rumored like a month ago, but it's coming back again. Because AT&T, not HBO, not Warner Brothers, AT&T, the one who owns them, actually wants Ben Affleck back. For the most part, it's because
they have the Ben Affleck money, y'all.
Yeah, they gotta get that Ben Affleck money because what if the Zack Snyder cut actually became very, very successful, right? There's also another rumor. There's also another rumor with this. There's no truth on it yet. But right here, you can see my cursor in here. Right here, that Ryan Reynolds is returning as Green Lantern 2 as well. I don't think he's gonna return as the Green Lantern at all. Period. Like, why would he return to something that he hates? Like, why?
They wrote down a number.
So
they folded it. They passed him down the desk, and he's like, "Yes."
Yeah. So I'll ask you this. Okay. So do you believe that he's actually coming back as Batman? We're not going to even get to the Ryan Reynolds yet, okay? Because that's a whole different story. But
that's a rumor within a rumor.
That's a rumor within the rumor, right? So
at that point, it's just called a myth.
So, do you believe that he is coming back to do Batman? Affleck, man. I mean,
I didn't think he was terrible. The Justice League movie made him kind of.
No, Josh Whedon. No, Josh Whedon.
I don't give a damn, man. It was just really weird. Like, his persona shifted so hard from one movie to the next.
It's Josh Whedon's fault, all right? It's
Whatever.
Josh Whedon's fault.
Well, maybe you should have went full grain rather than wheats.
It went from Jersey Girl to freaking Geely. That's where it went from. It went from
What's
Jersey Girl to
Geely?
Geely. Huh?
What's Geely?
Oh, that's gonna be another discussion, man. Is ranked as one of the most horrible movies out there. It's at the height of Bennifer, which is Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez, right? It was literally at the height of it, and Geely came out, and it was like the most horrible thing ever. There was one part of the movie where Jennifer Lopez opened her leg and she said, "It's turkey time." It was, I know, man. It was like, ugh.
I don't know why that sounds so gross.
Like she's so hot, but she made it sound so gross.
I never thought you could make Jennifer Lopez unappealing.
It was horrible. It was the most horrible thing. So essentially, if Ben Affleck comes back, I wouldn't mind. In my opinion, next to Keaton, Ben Affleck did really good as Batman. Now people can make an argument and be like, "Hey, Christian Bale did a good job." No, Christian Bale did a great job. Don't get me wrong.
I was pleasantly surprised on how well Ben Affleck can be Batman.
But
and then they made him suicidal.
It's what you think about, though. Like, the thing is, when you hear Batman on screen, the first two people you hear of is Michael Keaton and Ben Affleck. That's for me. Anyone who said
Kilmer.
No,
it's not my fault that I love Val Kilmer.
I don't understand why do you love Batman Forever so much. That's the most horrible movie ever.
Val Kilmer wasn't Batman Forever. That was
Oh my god, you're getting your Batmans wrong.
Am I confusing my white people again?
Listen, okay. Val Kilmer.
Why do you hate
Batman Forever?
Why do you hate Val Kilmer?
It was horrible.
No, it wasn't.
Why do you like Batman Forever? Why would you like Batman Forever? What's so good about Batman
Forever?
People
love the original Batman series where it was just a bunch of like dancing.
This is what I'm gonna do. Okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna give you the stage. Okay, I'm gonna give you the stage. Tell me why Batman Forever is so good. Tell me why Batman Forever is so good.
It's a ludicrous movie that doesn't have to make sense, and it's just fun to watch. It's dramatic. It's colorful. It's just so unrealistic, and it's almost like this is the reason why comics don't translate into like an IRL media stream, because if you actually did all those crazy things that comics took a chance with pseudoscience, that physics would never allow half the things that Val Kilmer did in that movie.
I just want to point out, you said that the Batman Forever was dramatic, as if you're trying to critic Gone with the Wind. or
you want me to? I need to see Gone with the Wind first, though.
I know, but the way you're actually mentioning it, you're like, the movie is so dramatic and fun.
Listen, I can give you a good review on why Val Kilmer is a great Batman, and I can give you why the hell did they make Val Kilmer Batman? I can give you both. Because I actually love it so much, I can both hate it and love it.
It's so the thing that comes up in my mind when I hear Batman Forever, it's not just bat nipples, but you see
no. And the world's greatest martial artist, where he literally dodges everybody this way.
But there's a but did you see
the no neck movement? If I'm like, that's martial arts right there.
Have you seen that part of the movie where he infiltrated the Riddler's lair and he's like, "You're not gonna get away with this," and then the Riddler's like, "Oh, but you have to stop us first. You gotta stop me first." And then Tommy Lee Jones comes out of nowhere. He goes, "And me," and he goes, "And me." I was like, and when I was a kid, I never got that, but that's the most lamest dad joke ever. Like, as an adult watching it again, when he says, "And me, and me," I was like, "All right."
You have to admit that Jim Carrey makes an amazing Riddler.
But like, better than if it was. What if it was William Dafoe?
William Dafoe? Wait 1 second. I don't know who that is.
You don't know Willem Dafoe? Come on,
Yeah.
man.
Well, I don't know a lot of people's name.
Willem Dafoe, he played Aquaman's mentor in Aquaman.
See,
You
the
know,
problem is that he made such an amazing Green Goblin that I can't see him as anything else.
Yep. Willem
Though
Dafoe.
the problem is that William Dafoe has the perfect smile for Joker. His face just like you don't see it, but then his like 60% of his face is just a smile when he's truly happy.
It's just mouth, like 60%, like a freaking
like
a
find
fucking
pictures of
anime
William
smile.
Dafoe's like full smile. It's just like his skin just automatically just starts opening up, and it's just a giant smile.
Okay, so we're almost about done with this rumor, but Geek Vice here, Mr. Delgado here, his saying is that do you think that if AT&T said to Ryan Reynolds, "We'll give you all this money and you have creative control," do you think he'll be back?
I love it how you took that much context out of that one question.
This is right there. His creative input in Green Lantern? Question mark?
I think it would easily, because it's not that hard, to make a better movie than the original Green Lantern.
No, but he's just gonna be like cameoing. That's all it is.
Oh, I
remember what we didn't cut out was that the end part where Bruce Wayne was sleeping and then this green light just absorbed him, and it was supposed to be Kilowog, Hal Jordan, and someone else. I forgot who it was.
Was it a squirrel? Was it Nut?
If it was a squirrel, I'd be like, great.
There is a squirrel Green Lantern. That is not even a joke.
But by the way, just off topic, that squirrel Green Lantern is the only.
Actually, technically, there's two. There's Nut, and then there's a Blue Lantern.
So just off topic, okay? Just off topic. Just I wanted to mention. Did you know that squirrel Green Lantern is actually the only Green Lantern that beat Superman?
Oh God, was this one of those random ass like what if stories?
I think so.
Oh God, you gotta send me the link later to that.
I forgot where I've read it, but it was
like,
I remember reading it.
Like, was it like a YouTube video where it's like unexpected characters that you wouldn't think can take down these high priority like main heroes?
Yeah,
it was one of those videos.
No, it wasn't a video.
Some of those videos are so like
an actual book. It was an actual book. I read the book. I just forgot what
is it like? Was. Huh? Like after Silver Age, like when they were just taking liberties, whatever the hell they wanted.
It was during the 90s when all publishers are trying to survive.
So it's after the Silver Age then.
Yeah. After
directly after that, after Bronze Age.
After Bronze Age, it was the 90s.
So like the real crazy shit.
Yeah, it was during the Dark Ages. So, okay, well, enough with that. Let's get to the real topic in here. So
Jim Carrey.
Our main topic today is Michael Keaton. So we already mentioned it. Michael Keaton. That is the biggest news in all of comic last week.
Is he okay after his throat cancer though?
Ooh,
Michael Keaton.
My God,
I know.
You're okay. I have to like do this again just to get this removed and just straighten you out. Michael Keaton is fine.
Okay.
Val Kilmer is the one who has a throat cancer. What is wrong with you? Why are you mixing your Batmans?
Because all white people look the same to me.
It's so stupid. You know, a funny thing is, we're not popular or big enough for me to write a letter excusing you for what you said.
What? Like, look at them. They look identical to me. Michael Keaton, Val Kilmer. Same person.
This is if you say something stupid.
Why?
Like that, you know how big corporations. You know how big corporations always, when their employees say something offensive.
No, it's fine. Making fun of white people is the only thing that's allowed nowadays.
You know how they have to make a statement saying we apologize for so and so. His views and manners are not mine. Blah blah blah. This is mine. I'm just gonna post. And it's gonna say concerning last week's We Got issue. I'm just gonna post an emoji like this.
I also want there to be a billboard right after that says, "I don't apologize."
He's like, I don't know.
You're like, and then the billboard right after that is me doing this.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
I don't
Anyway,
apologize, and I am exactly what Tim scripted me to say.
okay, I'm done with this stupid thing. Okay, so we're gonna go back to Michael Keaton. Jesus Christ, we're gonna go back to Michael Keaton. Okay, so the biggest news last week is the fact that Michael Keaton is returning as Batman. So basically, this is freaking huge, right? So people have been talking about it. People are forcing AT&T's hands and DC's hands. Listen, we want Michael Keaton, this and this and that. We want Batman Beyond. So what's going to happen to as well as this? Not only Michael Keaton will be back, but there are reports that now they're canceling out Lewis's favorite movie ever, Batman Forever and Batman and Robin, is not canon anymore. But he's also
Were
going
they
to
canon?
no, it's not. No, I'm gonna explain to you why. Okay, so what's gonna happen is
I
this.
thought they were.
What's gonna happen is this. They're gonna set up Michael Keaton for a multiple movies, DC movies. They're gonna set him up as they're gonna set up Batman Beyond, and people are actually gonna be getting what they want, including myself and possibly Lewis. They're
Who's
gonna be setting
gonna
up
do
Batman
Terry
Beyond.
McGinnis?
Yeah, they're gonna be setting up Batman Beyond, and they're gonna set up Terry McGinnis, right?
Well, he is.
So essentially, the Batman that everybody grew up with, which is the Tim Burton Batman, will now be set up as Neo Batman, right? Like the Batman Beyond, right? So basically, everyone's gonna be a little bit more neocentric and whatnot as the years pass and whatnot. So he's gonna be old, and they're gonna set up the Batman Beyond with him, right? In my theory, this was gonna happen. He's gonna be recruiting all the people because they said that he's gonna be the Nick Fury of of the DCEU right there, similar to Nick Fury, and he's gonna be recruiting all these younger heroes, and then they're gonna set up Batman Beyond. Like the one's gonna lead them is Terry McGinnis, obviously, right? Nonetheless, this is gonna be in the future. There's no plans for it yet, but what we know is that he's gonna be coming back as Batman. Not only that he's gonna be coming out as Batman, but he's also gonna be wearing the Batman suit itself. Did you know about this, Lewis?
Yeah,
That he's
I read
also,
that.
yeah, that he's also gonna be wearing his old Batman suit, right?
That poor
This is
guy.
this is single-handedly the most greatest news ever. Like, yeah, I know, COVID and all that stuff.
No, just the fact that he can't move his neck anymore.
The no neck Batman. He's gonna be back, right? So the fact that
It's just one full body piece that he had to like lube into.
yeah, the fact that you're gonna see this on Michael Keaton again is just amazing.
He will be in Flashpoint.
Yeah, he's gonna be. It's because they're gonna be. It's going to be in Flashpoints, right? He's gonna be that Batman there. But the interesting part too, as well, is that some people did not notice this. I didn't notice this until I read some articles about it. That they actually already set up Michael Keaton's Batman in there. Because remember when the universe were being obliterated by the antimatter?
Yeah, they killed off one of the Bruce Waynes.
Yeah, so remember that part where like the reporter who reported Batman and all that stuff on the Michael Keaton Batman, he goes, "Oh, I hope you're seeing this big guy," and then they just kind of eliminated him right away. That was actually Michael Keaton's Batman. So for people who don't know too much about Michael Keaton's Batman, that is the Batman that everybody has grown up with, and
And unless you're Lewis,
yeah.
you grew up with a lot of different Batman.
so Michael Keaton comes back as Batman, which is great news. People like me, people like Lewis, and people who are actually fans of Batman is actually pretty great news. But Alan has a question here. It says, what about Flashpoint? Well, we were pointing out that he's going to be in Flashpoints, right? He's going to be one of the main characters in Flashpoint. Flashpoint will be made, and Victor Stone's going to be there, Cyborg's going to be there, and one of the timelines, or that the timeline that he's going to end up in, is basically the Tim Burton Batman. Now, Lewis is asking,
Lewis?
or you, You were asking or you were commenting that they're removing Batman Forever and Batman Robin from canon.
No,
Is that what you were?
that's what you said.
Oh yeah, no. I thought you made a comment about it.
No. I just stated that I thought they were never canon to begin with.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Because after the Dark Knight Rises and all that series, like, okay, so all the other Batman are no longer relevant.
Well, so what they're gonna do is they're gonna be removing Batman Forever and Batman Robin from canon. Like that never happened. Like, oh, but Batman had nipples. Nope. Never
That's
happened.
fine.
What are you talking about?
Because none of the movies kind of like followed a storyline. They were just almost like a singled out story. But if you're making Michael Keaton part of the DCEU, they would have to have some kind of relevance to the main continuity. And even if you put him on a different Earth, you still have to make it so that he somehow interacted with the main continuity.
I think it's just kind of funny that
Which, the way that you explained it, it's probably going to be, this is the Justice League. Michael Keaton came in here, but he follows his own universe.
No. This is gonna be a part
This
of
is gonna be the Keaton verse.
the Keaton verse. Yeah, if they use that, patent pending, man, we can get money from that. We get money from it. Patent pending.
Verse.
The Keaton verse. No, what's gonna happen is that I just find it funny how AT&T, Warner Brothers, and DC are doing a Tiananmen Square reasoning on this. Is like, yeah, bat nipples happened. No, it didn't. They're like, we have proof. No, you do not.
We own it. We can burn every copy.
It's like, it never happened. I don't know what you're talking about. But what's gonna happen is this. Okay, so this is what's gonna happen with Flashpoints. If you guys haven't read Flashpoints,
and it's re-scripts, it's multiple producers.
So this is what you need to do. Okay, so if you guys want to get caught up and kind of understand where this is going to be heading, read Flashpoint. Is a 9 or 7 part issue, I think it was, written by Jeff Johns, obviously.
Originally 6, and then they continued it with 3 more parts. It's kind of confusing because it goes into this weird reverse Flash kind of storyline, and then it goes into Road to Flashpoint for some odd reason.
No, it's Road to Flashpoint.
Road to Flashpoint, and then right after Flashpoint, Reverse Flash story arc.
For 3 months, they halted all books.
I can show you. I have the entire run.
Yeah, I know. So for 3 months they halted all books, and they made a Road to Flashpoint, and then they went to Flashpoint, and then after that they did an aftermath on it. So this is what's gonna happen. Okay, if you guys want to know what the idea of Flashpoint is, or get like a sense of where they're gonna be heading, or maybe heading, with all this Michael Keaton and Flashpoint and all this news, my suggestion is this: read Flashpoint. Okay, read the book Flashpoint. Get a trade paperback, hardcover.
Get ready to be confused, people.
Yeah, if you want the whole thing, get the omnibus if you want.
If you want cliff notes on what it's about,
no clip notes. No clip notes. Because if you do clip notes, you're gonna be confused as hell.
Okay? No, I think they did a really good job with the Flashpoint animated series movie.
No, but that's not clip points. But like,
it kind of is, because they really remove a lot of the stuff around it.
I know, but they compact everything all in one. That's all it was. They compact everything all at once. But
it's a good way to like kind of look at what the movie might actually be.
Yeah. So basically, what you want to do is this. Okay, go to your local comic book store, go to Barnes and Noble, and get yourself a trade paperback or hardcover of.
Oh, by the way, if you are going to the Barnes and Noble's way, you might want to call them, because
it's probably
always a pain in the ass.
So get yourself Flashpoint. After you get yourself Flashpoint, go ahead and watch Flashpoint Paradox, which is the DC animated universe, because they relaunched their animated universe, right? And they ended it with Justice League Dark Apocalypse. Right?
Oh, so good. Which caused another Flashpoint.
Well, I'll tell you. Well, we'll talk about that too as well. But read those and watch that. Now you have pretty much a sense of where they may be heading. Because remember, a comic book adaptation of a movie, comic book adaptation movie and TV show is never ever to the T of the comic book at all. Right?
They take liberties.
The only comic book based movie that I thought came close,
Super top.
was Watchmen. That's it. That was the thing that came close. Even the ending, they changed the ending to a nuclear explosion from Dr. Manhattan instead of a squid. But that came close. Not perfect, but came close. Okay.
I would say 70%.
No, it came. Have you really like flipped through Watchmen and then watched the movie in the exact same time? They literally tore that book apart and they're like, this is our storyboard.
Reread it.
Essentially what they did.
70%.
So essentially that's the only thing that came close to it. Now, what's going to happen is that just keep in mind that they're going to take inspiration from this. If they're going to implement Michael Keaton's Batman and they're going to go to a Batman Beyond, that means that the Keaton that you will see in Flashpoint will have to be in the near future. So not only that Flash is crossing over different timeline, but space and time now, because he might be going to the future. And I think what most people are not seeing, and I think it's going to be very interesting, that the Flash TV show may be incorporated with that as a starting point.
So you think the Flash movie might be an apocalypse?
No, because remember on the Flash TV show, during the crisis on Infinite Earth, Ezra Miller's Flash was there, and he saw that Flash, that Flash from the TV show, and he goes, "I told Victor this was possible." So that could be a starting point of Flashpoint, because if he knows it's possible, then he will move forward from it. Do you see what I'm trying to say?
There is a possible weird intersection where he's trying to prove to Victor, or he's trying to prevent something, and then he by mistake went into different little aspects, and that was just like some weird little white flash of what he did.
Yeah, but that would be like, I'm saying that would be the starting point, because he said, "I told Victor this was possible."
Not necessarily. That would be a hard pitch to sell a movie on, because it just looks completely different.
If it's going to be a multiverse type of movie, it's not going to be.
It might be a transitional thing, not really like a main.
What I'm saying is that they could be like talking, him and Victor could be talking, and be like, "I'm telling you, this is possible, this isn't that," and then
as a joke, like, just give me 3 seconds, I'll be back.
Yeah, or like he just brushed him off and he's like, "Okay, I gotta head somewhere, right?" And he's like, "Fuck it, man, I'm gonna prove to you this is possible," and he did it.
That's technically how Flashpoint started. Was just like he got a thought to do something and then he did it.
Well, I mean,
when he was talking to the Reverse Flash when he was stopping the museum robbery. Yeah, Reverse Flash put into the idea that you can't save anybody, not even your own mother.
Well, yeah. On Flashpoint, the comic book, not the movie. Essentially,
actually, he did it in both ones.
Yeah, that the very beginning of Flashpoint, the comic book, is reminiscent of Action Comics #1, which is actually some people didn't see or didn't like analyze. I did. I analyzed a lot. So essentially, Flashpoint issue number 1 is reminiscent of Action Comics #1. That's why they said it's a reboot and it's kind of like a new beginning, a new 52, because it started there. When you read Action Comics #1, essentially, Superman's origin only lasted 3 pages, 2.5. That's it. It was like spaceship, end of the world, goes to Earth. That's all it does. And then Flashpoint,
slightly.
That was it. That was his origin story. That was like the mere origin story of Superman.
And
with Flashpoint, the way it began was bank robbery. Bad guys got caught. I'm gonna go save my mom. Essentially, that was it.
It was like, robbing a museum.
Yeah, or a museum. Yeah. Oh, museum. Yeah, you're right. It was a museum. And that was it. That was the explanation of Flashpoint. Because that's all you need to know. It's just like, go save my mom.
and then right after that, the explanation of the sonic boom that happens when he breaks into a different time screwed everybody else. Slight shifts. And then explain to you what those slight shifts like cause cataclysmic results throughout the world.
That's why Lewis was mentioning about Road to Flashpoint, because Road to Flashpoint is different issues of different characters, like Road to Flashpoint, Aquaman, Road to Flashpoint, Batman, Superman. The most prominent one that was connected directly to Flashpoint was Road to Flashpoint Flash. Then you would actually have 36 pages of what happened before Flashpoint, like the robbery and him and all that stuff. That was actually all happening. And then you'll see him going to the museum to actually stop some robbers in there. That leads into that Flashpoint there. So Road to Flashpoint, Flashpoint. Those are the ones that you should definitely be reading. Which is funny enough, if you go to eBay, Flashpoint has gone up a little bit. Batman Beyond, first Terry McGinnis, gone up a little bit too as well. If you are one of the 90s kids that grew up like me and Lewis, and you were recording Batman Beyond, the very first episode, the recorded ones, and I'm not lying about this, Lewis, you can go to eBay and look this up. If you recorded the very first episode of Batman Beyond, that's also going for some money.
Isn't it because they changed the original episode into DVD?
No, you can get it has to be on tape. It has to be on videotape.
Oh, like the cassettes?
Cassette tape. It has to be cassette tape.
Oh no, my family was too poor to buy me the cassettes.
Yeah, so cassette tape. Because remember, the Blu-rays or DVDs are remastered. So
not the same shit quality that we used to have.
No, so you have to have it on videotape. So the videotape recorded, if you recorded it, that goes for some money. The actual video release, that's also going for some money. The same way with Harley Quinn. First appearance of Harley Quinn was actually in
the Batman animated series episode.
Exactly. So that also.
What was the episode?
Yeah, that goes for money too. So that's going for money right now. So. That's what's been going on. So, first Terry McGinnis going up to as well. For some reason, there's a little bit of a tick that went up on Brother Eye because that might be part of it too as well.
Oh, so they are bringing the that one spin-off robot one that
maybe maybe because that was the first introduction of Terry McGinnis in the comic books. It was during
it's kind of a shame because that TV series was really good, and then after the first or maybe the second season, they like completely cut it off, and I was like, "Oh man, that's a shame."
The comic book, Future Ends. Future Ends #1.
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't get to read that one.
If you guys don't know, Future Ends #1 is basically the first appearance of Terry McGinnis in the comic book. Yeah, that's the first appearance of Terry McGinnis. Kind of like Harley Quinn's first appearance in comic book was Batgirl #12.
Something like that. I don't think so.
Batgirl Adventures #12, I think it is. Yeah,
I think there was one before that, but could be wrong.
No, it's with Harley, Batgirl, and Poison Ivy.
And Poison Ivy at the cover, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's #12 or #9. Man,
I don't even think it was a Batgirl.
It was Batgirl. Yeah, it was Batgirl.
All right, if you say so.
Yeah, it was Batgirl. So those are going for some money right now. Next week we'll definitely talk about a few more stuff too that's happening. Everything's coming in real time right now because I don't even know if we should touch on Michael Keaton again, depending if there's anything significant that comes out. Because that's
Michael Keaton will not be renewing his Vulture role for Sinister Six. You heard it here live.
Can you imagine if that happens? Oh my God.
They have to recast the Vulture.
They have to recast the Vulture and shit. Oh my God!
Spicy rumors, y'all.
Think about it. Michael Keaton's loyalty is still in DC.
Okay? He's loyal to the paycheck, bro.
Give him a chance. He was Mr. Mom. Okay, not a lot of people know that. He was Mr. Mom before Batman. Okay, people are just like, the Mr. Mom guy is gonna be Batman. You guys are crazy. He's shit. And then all of a sudden, like those exact same people right now, they're like, Mr. Mom is the best Batman I've ever seen in my whole life. Mr. Mom, man. Like fucking Beetlejuice is gonna be coming back as Batman. So
good.
So right now.
Also, by the way, if you haven't seen it, this is one of the movies I would recommend people watching. Beetlejuice is so good.
You're just one weird person, man. Like you love Beetlejuice and you love Little Shop of Horror.
It's good movie. What's wrong with you?
Oh my God.
God,
what's so bad?
It's good because it's bad.
No, no. It's I'm getting to that point. I'm getting to that point that this is becoming like The Room or Birdemic. I don't know if you've heard of Birdemic.
I'd never
Uh,
seen Birdemic.
it's horrible, but
I gotta watch it then.
but it's becoming popular because people are just writing the meme of it, and this is
What
horrible.
meme? This has always been me.
Listen, Little Shop of Horror.
It's good.
Okay, I'm gonna hold on to my mic. Okay, Little Shop of Horror
Mhm.
was not a good movie.
It was.
It was an okay movie,
It was a
but
good
not
movie.
to the point that it should be celebrated all the time.
I don't celebrate it all the
Okay.
time. I just enjoy the movie.
I'm just saying. I mean, like,
Oh, by the way, if you really want to go deep dive into Little Shop of Horror, there's actually 2 endings.
swear to God, man. I swear to God.
There's the primary ending where you see him just cutting down Irene 2. I think that's what he named the planet. And then the alternative ending, which wasn't in the normal release of the movie, was the plant eating both of them and then getting out of the shop and becoming the size of literally Godzilla.
So, God, man. So you're telling me that you're also a big fan of Beetlejuice, like a big fan of Beetlejuice.
I love Beetlejuice. I love that the whole diorama he built of the town is where he was exiled to for no reason.
Jesus.
They never explained why exactly was he exiled to a diorama.
You love like the weirdest movies ever created.
Yeah.
Like what? Like you're like, oh, you know what's a you're like, oh, what? You know what's a really good Batman, Tim? Batman Forever. I love that movie.
I love that movie so much.
There was only one bad movie that I really, really loved, that I'm talking about it the way that you talk about these bad movies.
Is it Godzilla?
Is fucking Godzilla.
And I personally ruined that movie for you.
It was. I didn't notice it until now.
You
And then
didn't notice the monsoon amount of rain to hide how poorly animated Godzilla was.
Rain. There was so much rain.
The rain was only for the poorly animated Godzilla to hide its shit quality.
And we talked about this many, many times.
And you were like,
I want that camera. That
camera is praise be that camera. That camera is like the apostle of God camera.
It got so wet, but for some reason it's still working.
Like all its microchips were like literally the camera, the interior, the way it works is water. It got crushed, destroyed, thrown around, got into gallons of water, of just water, gallons of it.
Just water.
And it just continues to work. If that's not American engineering, I don't know what is anymore.
It was amazing. It was a horrible movie.
That's when things were made in America, and then like everything was cheaply made in China right after that camera.
It was like that movie was just like horrible, man. But okay, speaking of horrible,
but you still enjoy it.
Speaking of horrible movies, did you see that Fantastic Four, the reboot,
no, like the trailers themselves. The trailers themselves look so horrible.
No, not the Jessica Alba one. The Ultimate Universe one that Fox did.
Yeah. The remake with them being younger.
Yeah. So
no, the trailers themselves look so bad.
So it's
I didn't watch it.
It's on Disney Plus right now. Okay, it's on Disney Plus.
Even the producer of that movie hated that movie.
Here's the thing. Okay. I saw it in Disney Plus. I saw it again. I took another take. I saw it before. I took another take. Okay. It's
unredeemable.
The concept is there, but it's not as bad as people thought it was. You know what was bad though? This is what made it so bad.
You defending this Fantastic Four movie, you have no legs to stand on making fun of my Val Kilmer.
Hold on. Hold on. I'm not saying I like it. I'm just saying it's not as horrible as people say it to be. Okay, so here's what I'm going to tell you, okay? What made that movie so bad is the dialogue. The dialogue isn't there. I can tell you that much.
Okay.
But just like Godzilla, they masqueraded it with so much visual effects
And
that you're just
rain.
like, it's not that bad. But if you look really deep into it, you're like,
I
damn.
don't feel the words really deep. I mean, just listen to the movie and then you see why it's bad.
It's like, oh my god, man! Like, because like, if I took the
Is it
the
one of those movies that you ask yourself, did you even try?
like if I took the CG aspect out of it, you're just like, man, this is fucking horrible, man. It's like, who fucking wrote this, man? But because of the CG part, it made it, eh, you know, like
So you're saying that it's a terrible movie, but it's very pretty.
it's no. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, it sounds like that, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
I guess
yeah.
so.
The way you explained it, it's just a very pretty, horrible movie.
Yeah, it's a pretty horrible movie.
Let's say, like, if Avatar had a terrible script, all the lines were cringy, none of this made any fucking sense. It was still a very beautiful movie.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Or it might be like the Disney effect because it's on Disney.
Because it's on Disney, everybody loves it.
And yeah, because it's on Disney now. You're just like, oh, it's not that bad. 'Cause
I gave it a shot, you know. Like, I don't essentially agree with everybody, but I don't disagree with them, and I can't make my own choices in life, so I have to go off reviews.
But no, it's fucking horrible. Okay, so next week we're back again next week. Don't forget that Weekly Wednesdays is this Wednesday. We're gonna go ahead and review some books on Wednesday too as well. This week we're gonna start shipping all the books that was pre-ordered to as well. Negan Lives raffle is still up until the 26th, where we're gonna be doing the raffle. Me and Lewis gonna be raffling off the gold and silver foil covers, and we're gonna announce the winner on the 26th of July. You have until the 25th of July to actually enter for the raffle. Just go to comicscorepromotions.com. It's right there. It's right up there. Up there. That's right there. Just follow that there. Follow us on all those all social media: Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and our Spotify is there too as well. Any last
I will
words?
no way involved in it. But yeah, what were we saying?
Any last words for people until next week, Lewis?
Yeah, so if you're interested in any spicy gaming news, there is Dr. Disrespect permanently banned from Twitch. There's Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles. As long as one of your friends bought it, you can play most of the game with them. And let's see, what else was there? Oh yeah, and sadly, Cyberpunk 2077 has been pushed back one more time.
Are you serious?
Yeah, till September.
Okay, let's talk about this after.
We're gonna talk about this after the weekend.
I'm gonna actually.
Like, I finally I hooked you on something.
We're gonna talk about this. I don't know what. Okay, we're gonna talk about this after the sign off. We'll talk about this. All right, we'll see you guys next week. Peace out.
Peace out.